All right, pack your bags, y'all, because we finna go to the islands. Today, we finna make some brown stew chicken. And if you already seen this video, but it was upside down, y'all, that's why the fuck we here doing this again. So, let's get to it. Okay, y'all, I just got out of Publix. Of course, I would start cooking and be missing a whole bunch of shit. So now, oh, I look crazy. Whew. So now we just finna head back to the house and whip all this stuff up. So bye. All right, y'all, so let's get this started again, because I've already done this voiceover, but here we go again. Okay, so I use Jiffy cornbread, the honey flavored kind. And then all it takes to make it is a 1/3 cup of milk, an egg, and sugar. Don't forget your sugar. The key to some banging cornbread is always sugar. Keep the salt out of there, please and thank you. Also, if you don't really make cornbread like that, another key factor in it is the darker the pan, the darker your cornbread is going to be. So if you don't want it looking like it was all burnt to hell, don't use a super dark baking pan. I use this one right here. And if you're trying to be like the OGs and you want to use a skillet, you better wait until it cools all the way down before you even go to messing with it. But like I said, just use any kind of sugar you have. I use cane sugar. And eyeball it. I'm always eyeballing whatever looks good and feels good to your heart. It's going to taste good in your stomach. So now we just finna mix this on up. Always remember to butter the bottom of your pan, even if you're using a skillet, because you don't want your cornbread to start falling apart. And that definitely will happen if you don't use butter and if you don't let your cornbread cool down all the way before you start trying to take it out of the pan. Because what you don't want is little stuffing crumbles everywhere. Okay, this is not Thanksgiving. So like I said, we are going to butter our pan. You can just take a stick of butter, open it up, and start smudging it all over the pan. You don't have to do it with your hands. I seen somebody doing that, and that shit looked terrible. So make sure you bring the butter up high enough, though, to where it's going to sit with the cornbread, because remember, you want it to just fall out of the pan. So now, once all your lumps are out of that cornbread, you're going to put it in the oven. I used a rotisserie chicken. That is not what this recipe normally calls for. They are frowning upon me in the Caribbean, but that's okay because we don't have time like that. So I got a rotisserie chicken, and then we're just going to take some cinnamon, oil, and butter, and we're just going to brown all this chicken up. The correct way to make this is to get your choice of chicken. You can do chicken tenderloins, you can do chicken thighs, chicken breast, and then you're gonna put cinnamon on top, a little bit of oil, some butter in the pan. You're not deep frying, you're searing, so you want nice crispy edges. And make sure that it is done all the way through, because you're gonna set it to the side, shred it, and then throw it in your gravy whenever it's close to finish. So like I said, rotisserie chicken is not very Caribbean of me, but your girl didn't have time today. I didn't feel like it, so that's what we're using. We gotta do what we gotta do. So now I'm just browning the chicken. Y'all, I didn't edit this video, so here is my dirty ass stove. It gets cleaned before and after. Argue with your mama, I don't care, you can look at it. And now we're back. So we're just going to add some more butter to the pan, because now we're going to start to throw in our veggies in there and make our gravy. So now we can add in our diced onion. You can get the kind that are already sliced up. I had an onion on the side, so I just diced up the rest of that and put it in there. You can also get the mixed peppers. Yeah, the tri-pepper mix from Publix. And this is like the best thing ever because you're not having to dice 3 different kind of peppers. But in case you want to know, this is the green, red, and yellow bell pepper. And we just gonna throw about half of that in there. And now we finna season with some garlic salt and some thyme. I don't get the organic thyme. I just get the $1.97 seasoning shaker from Walmart. So you're welcome. Saves you a whole bunch of time. So yeah, we're gonna season it with that, some thyme and some garlic powder, and we are coming in heavy later on with the brown sugar to make it sweet. Now this original recipe only calls for a little bit of brown sugar and some extra Cajun seasonings. But I don't really like it like that unless I order it from the restaurant, you know, just different tastes for different accommodations at the time. So when I make it at home, I like it pretty sweet. However, if you don't want yours as sweet, add in some more peppers, add in some Creole seasoning, some Cajun seasoning, whatever you like, and just about half of the amount of brown sugar that I add, but you still need the brown sugar. So we don't want to cook our veggies down too much. We just want to get them translucent. That way we can start to add our flour on top and start to create our gravy. So now it's time to add in some flour. Again, we going off the eyeball and the heart. We don't need no measurements. So you kind of just want to cover the veggies up a little bit with it. You want the flour to be all over the veggies, but you don't want the flour to be in the bottom of the pan, if that makes sense. Only on the veggies, so that way they look cloudy, just like this. So we can start to add in our carrots and chicken broth. Because again, this is how we make our gravy. So you don't want your veggies to burn, so pull it off the burner if you have to. I use these honey glazed carrots. Normally I'll use a can of carrots and a can of stewed tomatoes, but I forgot the stewed tomatoes, so we're just going in with 2 cans of carrots. Yeah. And now we're gonna add in that second can of carrots. It took me forever to open the can. And y'all was staring at my stove again, but it is what it is. I wasn't going in to edit all of that out. Okay, so now we're gonna add in our brown sugar. I like to add as much as possible. This was just the rest of one Ziploc bag that I had, so I had to go in the cabinet and open the rest up. But basically, you want it to cover the top because it's all gonna dissolve. There's a lot of flavors in here, so it's not gonna taste as sweet as you think it is. Always remember that. Peppers, tang is always gonna outweigh sweet. So now we are just going to mix this all around, and then I'm going to end up adding a little more brown sugar. Like I said, the goal is to just get a thicker kind of liquid gravy consistency. Oh man, y'all have no idea how bitter I am about having to redo this motherfucking voiceover, because 18 minutes, y'all, 18 minutes for real. And I already did this shit one time. But anyways, it's time to add in our chicken broth, chicken stock, whatever the hell you want to call it, the juices from the chicken. So I add over half of a box of chicken broth in there. Like I said, we be eyeballing it off the heart, baby. If you ain't got it in your heart, don't be behind the stove. But now it's time for some sazon. So make sure you just pour in one little package of sazon. And now we are just going to let this marinate and start boiling a little bit. If you'd like, you can add some more brown sugar or spices, depending on what you want. So now it's time to give our gravy a little tan. You know, we going for a Caribbean vibe, so it's gotta be a little darkened. Be careful with this, because if you pour too much in here, it will look black, like the witch herself stuck her big toe in it. So be careful with that. I'm doing a voiceover, son. He doesn't care. They don't be caring. They don't care at all. But look at them colors, y'all. This is chef's kiss, top tier. I would choose this over any fancy restaurant any day. So after we've let this boil on low, or I'm sorry, I do medium, but if your stove gets super, super hot, just do it on low. Also, if you want the recipe for my quick mac and cheese, let me know. It only takes me about 5 minutes after the noodles are boiled. We all like a good mac and cheese that you spent an hour and a half on, but baby, we ain't got the time today. That was not the star of the show. But she's still not absent. So if you would like that 5-minute mac and cheese recipe, let me know. I'm topping the mac and cheese. These kids, man. I'm topping the mac and cheese right now with some more shredded cheese, and then we're gonna pop it in the oven, because you know you can't have no mac and cheese that wasn't baked, baby. That's not what we're going for. So anyway, we're just gonna pop that in the oven and wait for everything to cook. All right, I guess I left y'all in silence for long enough, or whatever little conversations y'all weren't supposed to be hearing that I didn't feel like muting out on the video, but you're welcome. So our cornbread is cornbreading, baby. I know you see it, golden brown. And she came out all in one piece. Now the trick to get this cornbread out of the pan properly, without it falling apart, is you want to take a butter knife and trace it around the edges of the pan and lift up on the bottom of the cornbread as you're doing it. Then once you're done doing that, place one hand on the cornbread and flip the pan over into your hand, and it will fall out in your hand. If it does not do that, it is not cooled down enough. It's not ready, or you just didn't put enough butter in the bottom of the pan. And if that's the case, baby, I can't help you. I can give you all the instructions, but I can't help you build it. So now we finna build our plate. I know y'all see that mac and cheese too in 5 minutes. Sure did. And now we just finna put down our cornbread, grab a healthy spoonful of mac and cheese, and then we finna put the brown stew chicken on top of it, because you need all the flavors in one bite. And I know you see my mac and cheese cheesing. I know y'all see it cheesing. String pulling all. So while y'all talking about me, how y'all didn't see the cheese sauce, all that, ask for the video. Comment for the video. I'll drop it so you can have it too. You ain't got to hate on me and my 5-minute mac and cheese. But y'all, if you trying to lock a man in or impress his family or something like that, make this dish right here. Make this dish. And make both sides that I made with it. Don't be lazy and just make the brown stew chicken, because don't nobody want to eat no gravy by itself. I don't know about y'all new people that be cooking, and I'm part of y'all's generation, but it make me sad because y'all be making me look bad, and I wasn't raised like that. This here from scratch, baby. Welcome to the Caribbean. You have landed. Made by a white woman.